Hello and welcome to Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter. I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're ready to do category business. I am in LAX flying back to New York now. I just listened to a 10-minute announcement from some spirit lady about lithium ion devices. Jesus Christ. So the more I realize what goes on in life as I'm over 50 and I'm learning a little bit about it, the more I realize that almost everything is about wanting something enough.
Hello, this is Mayor Karen Beck. Welcome to
the mayor.
The entertainment capital of the world.
So
Thank you for visiting us.
what that means is that very often people will start something and say, I can't do it, or it's too hard. And it's almost always a function of wanting it enough. Because if you want it enough, there is no can't. So I have students that come to me and pay me, teach them, and then don't ever get started. Now, and then they say later it was too hard or I can't. It wasn't that. They just didn't want it enough. And very often we don't know what we want. We think we want it, right? We see somebody flipping houses or we see somebody making money and we think, that's what I want. And it seems like it would be something great. We think we want it, but if we're confronted with the difficulties of doing anything and we don't overcome those difficulties, it's always because we don't want it enough. It's not because the difficulties are too strong. Now, obviously, there are some physical limitations, right? If I wanted to be a starting center for the New York Knicks, I'm only 6'1". I'm not going to get that job. But for most things, it's simply a matter of wanting it enough. The wanting it enough is what makes you overcome the obstacles, right? Seth Godin has an amazing thing called The Dip, a little tiny book about dip, and it's basically how everything starts pretty okay what you tried, and then there's this huge dip, this huge gap that you have to get over. He says that the dip for pre-med students is taking what the hell is it? Biochemistry. Organic chemistry? So and that's a hard course, no doubt. But if you're going to be a doctor, you're going to get through it somehow. You're going to figure it out. You're going to pay tutors. You're going to learn. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to make it happen. And in general, whatever it is you want to accomplish in life, it's just a matter of wanting it enough. Now you say, well, how can that be? This is hard. And guess what? My business is very hard. It's not easy, but it's a simple business. And it was hard when I started, and it's hard even now on some level. But the issue is trying to sit on a little ledge here and not fall off. The issue is, do you want it enough? That's it. And there's nothing wrong with thinking you want something and then finding out you don't want it. So whatever it is in your life that you thought you wanted, and then you try it, and there's some kind of difficulty with it, and you don't pass it, it's not worth it. It's you didn't want it. I have a great example with me. I ran the New York City Marathon in 2006. And I loved it. It was an amazing experience. And I said I wanted to do it again. So I got guaranteed entry in 2009. And for me, that's a long training for the marathon is basically the entire summer of long runs. So it's longer an extra mile every single week. And I got up to like 13 or 14 miles until when I trained for the marathon, I wanted to get over 20 miles twice or 3 times. And I got to like 13 miles. And I realized I just didn't want it enough. It wasn't worth it for me to give up my Sundays, because after I run more than like half a marathon, I used to take a bath and go to sleep. I didn't want to give up my Sundays in the summer when I had little kids at the time. I just didn't want it enough, so I didn't do it. So I'm not going to say it was too hard. I could have done the marathon again. If I wanted it enough, I didn't want it. And I think people don't speak that way in terms of things that come upon in their life. They say things like, well, this was too hard, or I can't do it, and it's all bullshit. You can do anything if you want it enough, right? If I put a gun to your kid's head and said you have to get a deal done and I just read a book like that called The 1 Minute Millionaire, where this woman's like going to lose her kids if she doesn't make $1 million in 90 days. And she does, right? With a gun to your head, in a situation like that, you want it enough, you get it done. It was a fictional book, by the way. It's an interesting book. It's half fiction, half non-fiction. The left side is like non-fiction, explaining how to do things, and the right side is this fictional tale. It's very interesting. I've been around for 20 years. I'd never heard of it, but then I found that a bunch of members of Investor Fuel that I know, friends of mine, got started from that book because it talks a lot about flipping houses and buying distressed property. So almost everything in your life is a function of how much you want it. Think about things that way. Think about something that you didn't accomplish in your life, that you blamed on it being too hard or you not being able to do it. And I promise you, it's simply a function of you not wanting it enough. And again, we think we want things, right? We think we want to be rich. We think we want to be successful in business. But if we can't overcome those obstacles, and no matter how long it takes, and no matter how difficult they are, it's because we didn't really want it enough. We think we want things, right? And there's no shame in thinking you want something and then finding out you don't. But understand that almost everything in life is a function of you wanting something enough. And when you think of it that way, it's really empowering, because if you really want something enough, you can do it. And even things that are very hard and seem far away, you can get done for sure. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learn2flipandwholesale.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help. Well, the algorithm, a lot more people seeing my videos. And please keep the comments with questions coming. You can ask a question about anything. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. It can be about anything. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video. And if it's something I haven't covered in a while or I've never covered, I'll do a brand new video on the topic. So thank you very, very much for watching.